Thanks so much, Pat. This morning in Higher Learning, advocates for helping students get to the college of their choice have long complained about the paperwork burdens caused by the FAFSA form. But a new report suggests that other paperwork demands may be keeping eligible students from getting the financial aid they need to go to college. That's a bit of a problem, so we brought in the expert, Peter Kerwin, from the Rhode Island Higher Education Assistance Authority. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Tim.
All right, so they've made some progress. These FAFSA forms, there seems to be a ton of them, but are there other paperwork demands now that are limiting all these kids?
Well, the thing is, you know, they've made some progress with simplifying the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid.
Yep.
I mean, it's a burdensome form, but it is the key to getting federal financial aid, and it's what the schools use to determine what your financial aid package is going to look like. Now, in the last year or so, they managed to simplify the form so that you're not entering the same information time and time again. They're using the computer technology to repopulate.
There's so many pieces of paperwork. You wouldn't even know if you're doing the same form over and over and over.
Exactly. I mean, it's computerized now, but you're going screen after screen after screen, filling out the information. So they tried to pare it down some, and that's been helpful. But the real problem is after the FAFSA. There's a group called the Institute for College Access and Success that put out a report last week saying that, you know, the FAFSA is one thing, thanks for simplifying it, but after FAFSA, there are all sorts of problems that are keeping kids from getting the financial aid they need. And one of the biggest problems is that once the FAFSA is only the first step. Once you submit that FAFSA, Department of Education now tends to have a habit of flagging a lot of these applications and saying, we need to get additional information from students. We need you to re-verify some of what you've provided. We have questions about it. What that means is that in a lot of these cases, it's kids who are low income, who are eligible for Pell Grants, who are being asked to either provide additional information or resubmit all of the information.
Why is this happening? Why does this keep happening?
Well, look, you've got a process where they're trying to make sure that, you know, people aren't trying to gin the system by lying about their financial background and getting financial aid they don't deserve. And that's a very worthwhile goal. You want to make sure that's happening. But the flip side is that in doing that, if you're too over-aggressive about it, you're going to be keeping people out of the process because they're going to say, you know what, I don't want to go through all of this. Yeah. And a lot of times you have colleges which
that's discouraging. That's very discouraging.
Absolutely. And especially when you're getting letters from the Department of Education and from your college, and it's telling you to do one thing, one letter saying do this, another letter saying do something different, it becomes a real problem. And it's also a lot of these communications they have with students are in, you know, this technical jargon, and people get these letters saying you have to provide this, that, and the other thing, and they look at it and say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
So really quickly, sorry to stop you. I mean, what can we do to fix this?
Well, look, they're talking about one of the things they've suggested in the report is telling the Department of Education, cut down on the number of people you're red flagging so that, you know, we have fewer people going into this verification system. The other thing they're telling the schools is don't require people to provide paperwork that the federal government isn't requiring from you. You know, because the schools start adding their own different, you know, kind of twist on it, and they don't want to have that. And then the other thing is just try to make the communications you have with students more student-friendly. Speak to them in their language, not in the jargon of the industry.
Yeah, because the process can be overwhelming to begin with. So.
Exactly, that's the trick. It's just a matter of, you know, not trying to shut people out who need the money and who legitimately deserve it.
You're the best, always. Good stuff, Peter. College. Thanks so much. For more information, head over to foxprovidence.com.